I'm getting ready to share a recipe with y'all from Cooking with Paula Deen magazine. And you've probably had a variation of what I'm going to share with you. It's those little hot sandwiches that's made with Hawaiian king rolls. What's the proper name?
Yeah, Hawaiian king rolls. Yeah.
Hawaiian king rolls.
Sweet
and
rolls.
they just got that little bit of sweet to them. Well, I'm gonna go back over there by my stove and I'm gonna share this recipe with y'all. What issue was that in from the magazine?
September.
Oh, so it isn't from a new magazine. Yeah, because see, it's one of those great things for tailgate, and you can make them. And I think most of the places that you tailgate now, Teresa, don't they have some type of electricity?
I don't know. I haven't
I
taken
think
it in a
so.
long time, but people take generators. I mean, like they,
Yeah.
there's
So
all kinds of stuff going on now.
you can make them at home and tote them, and people will gobble them down. So that's what I'm fixing to share with you. So like I was saying when I was standing over there, that it's football season and a lot of people are tailgating. So I personally think this is a great recipe for tailgating. Or if you're invited just over to your friend's house to watch the game. And this is actually in, oh my gosh, this one's already off the shelf, isn't it?
Yeah, this was from over the
It's
summer.
from August till August the 2nd. But it's these ham, bacon, and Swiss sandwiches. And I know y'all have probably had one form or another. There's just so many different ways you can change it up and make it to suit your taste. You know, oh my gosh, pastrami would be so good, or corned beef. I'm gonna be using ham and turkey. So this recipe is so easy. You can make them up ahead of time, and then when you're ready to bake them off, put them in the oven for 20 minutes, covered, and then you take the cover off and bake them a little bit longer just for the tops to kind of brown. So we're gonna start by, excuse me, by putting a dollop of mayonnaise on every one of these. And then I'm gonna cut them apart. If I can find a knife. I'm still getting accustomed to everything, y'all. Oh, these are big ones, but I'll take it. All right. So you want people to be able to easily reach in there and grab a sandwich, not 6 of them. Okay, so I'm just gonna brush that mayonnaise a little bit around it. And if you're a mayonnaise lover, like I am, you may be saying, oh, Paula, that's too much. I don't know, my family and I love mayonnaise. All right, and now we're gonna slice it with the meats of our choice. And like I said, I'm using, it's gonna be a finger licker, y'all. I do love a finger licker. All right. And I'm using the deli, thinly sliced deli ham. And just put as much meat as you want on it. All right, now I'm gonna come back And I'm going to add a little piece of turkey to every one of them. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there. Okay. All right, now we're coming in next with our Swiss cheese. And it calls for 2 slices. This looks like baby Swiss, and I do love baby Swiss. Don't y'all? Yeah, we love it, Paula.
I like any Swiss.
I like Swiss too, but I'm especially fond of the baby Swiss. So I'm coming back and I'm putting 2 pieces, which is going to be very, very generous since we got 2 meats. No, we actually got 3 meats. I forgot about that 3rd meat. Okay, come on. I know that's got to be 2 slices. Is that 2 slices, Eddie?
Might be just an end piece.
Yeah, it may be. It looks pretty thick to me. Yeah, it must be an end piece. Perfect. All right, now we're going to put a slice of bacon. That's our 3rd meat. Yum. Now you know everybody's gonna love these sandwiches, don't you, Eddie?
I do.
I do too. Somebody counted just right. Would that be our Teresa?
It was.
All right, now a pickle slice. If you like more pickle than that, then you can put on a couple of slices. But I think 1 will do for most of these. Okay, looking good. Now we're gonna top each of these little sandwiches with the top. Oh, that's good. And I'm gonna spread. Now the magazine does it a little different right here. I'm just gonna spread a little bit of mayonnaise because I do like a condiment on both pieces of my bread. So, I know y'all are shocked. Much lighter on this side. It's pretty kind of heavy on the bottom. Okay, so here we go. We're laughing and a scratching now, y'all. I've got 1/3 cup of melted butter. And to the melted butter, I'm gonna add, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Now, I actually didn't have any Dijon. So I went with just a stone ground. Dried parsley, about 1/2 teaspoon. And sesame seeds and poppy seed. I couldn't remember. You know, they say to be careful about eating poppy seed because if you're drug tested, poppies can show up. Have you ever heard that?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I like the poppy because I like a little dark on top of the bread. So I just used 1/2 and 1/2. And 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. That's it. Just gonna mix those up and slather this all over our sandwiches. And I'm just gonna kind of mash them down a little bit. Yum! Looks good, doesn't it? It's got me swallowing hard, Eddie. All right. Oodie, oodie, oodie. And you know, if you don't eat all of these, you can reheat them so easily. To reheat them, I just wrap them in tin foil, y'all, and put them in the air fryer. And they reheat beautifully. And you see, one reason I wanted to separate them is so that butter could get down inside those breads and meats and all that good stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna cover this with tin foil. I'm gonna bake it at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna uncover it and let the top get brown for just a few minutes, not for very long. All right, I need to get my foil. All right, let's see, I think I want my short foil. Those are tall. Those are nice and tall. Yeah. All right, now I'm gonna spray my tin foil so it won't stick to the top of my sandwiches. All right, now I'm cooking this in our convection oven because remember I told you that I was checking on, I felt like I was burning everything. I said, I can't cook anymore. I don't know how to cook. I was messing everything up. So I took the temperature of my oven and I set it on 350. And when I went to check my thermometer, it said registered 500 degrees.
You know, it started, the first thing was Michael's pork loin that you did. Came out, yeah, pork jerky.
That's exactly right. Michael had bought a pork tenderloin, y'all, and he loves to take Hillshire sausage or some kind of sausage like that, smoked sausage, and he likes to bore a hole in a pork tenderloin and stuff that sausage inside of that. And he said, I've got to go to work. I don't have time now to put this on the grill. I said, well, just give it to me and I'll throw it in the oven. Well, I did, and then I took off. But I said, I'll be back by the time it cooks. When I got home and took the lid off of that pot, when I'm telling you, it was that color and about that big around. There was no meat left, all the meat. The only thing that was left that you could even taste was a little bit of the sausage inside the casing. And I thought, well, I just, because I came over and I turned the oven down And I thought, well, maybe I turn the oven up instead of down. Anyway, I ain't cooking nothing in that oven until the Maytag man comes to fix it. Okay. So here we go into the wet pantry. Come back in my next life, I'm coming back as an octopus. Because I need more arms. Alright, I'm going to set that for 20 minutes. And then take the cover off and let it cook for another maybe 5 minutes. And supper is ready. That's what we're going to have for supper, y'all.
Yum.
We're turning our water faucet off, which is our nose. We have allergies. Ugh, hate it. But I don't hate these sandwiches.
No, they smell amazing. They look amazing.
I just took them out of the oven. I said, Teresa, I know we're supposed to be eating this for supper, but I said, but do you want a sandwich?
Well,
She
it
said,
is almost
yes.
5 o'clock.
It is.
So I consider that
Yes.
almost dinner time.
So,
It's a pre-game
bon
dinner time.
appetit.
Yum.
I have to look at it first. You know, the grand girls, if I give them something to eat, this is the way they go. And it doesn't even have to be something to eat. Everything you give them, they have to smell first. Don't they?
Yeah, and I don't know where that comes from.
Oh, yeah. But all 3 of them do it.
Yeah. Which isn't a bad idea.
No.
Because at least they're doing it before putting it in their mouth.
Yeah.
These are perfect for a party.
Perfect.
For a football game.
Mmm. Mmm.
All the best flavors.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the bacon.
Mm-hmm.
And the twisties. Mmm.
And the pickle.
Mm-hmm. And the mustard.
So good.
And the garlic powder.
See, and I like them. I like the stone ground mustard.
You do?
Mm-hmm. I think the Dijon would make it maybe a little bit
I've
sweeter.
just gotten where I like
Dijon?
yellow mustard.
Plain old.
Just, you know, I'm a plain old girl.
Uh-huh.
Don't need no fancy. Mm.
These are hip.
Mm. Please try it, and then let me hear from you and see how you made yours, if you substituted anything for it. Okay? Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.